In this lesson, we are going to be discussing multiplying whole numbers. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to answer the question, how do I multiply whole numbers? Let's look at an example. Similar to adding and subtracting, we want to add up or line up our place value. So I'm going to write my 2,375. I'm going to line them up vertically. Times 46. 4 is going to line up in the 10 spot, 6 in the 1 spot. Okay, when we multiply, we start with our bottom number furthest to the right. So I'm going to look at my 6. My 6 is going to multiply to each of the numbers above it. So 6 times 5 is 30. So I write down my 0, carry my 3. If you are unable to or don't feel very confident with your math facts and want to refer to a multiplication chart or use your calculator to aid you along the way, that's fine. For those of you that can just come up with these math facts, please by all means try to do it without. So I did my 30, wrote down my 0, carried my 3. Now I have to multiply the 6 to the 7. 6 times 7 is 42, and I have to add the 3 that I carried, so that becomes 45. So I write down my 5 and carry my 4. Now I multiply the 6 times the 3. 6 times 3 is 18, and I'm going to add on that 4, and that's 22. Write down my 2, carry a 2. Lastly, 6 times 2 is 12, and I add 2 and I get 14. Now I'm going to get rid of, whoops, not that. So next, because we're multiplying by the 4, which is really not a 4, but a 40, we have to fill that first spot with a 0. So now we're going to multiply this 4 to everything that's above it. So 4 times 5 is 20. I'm going to carry a 2. 4 times 7 is 28. When I add that 2, I get 30. So I write down the 0, and I'm going to carry the 3. Now I do 4 times 3, which is 12, and I add the 3 to get 15. Carry the 1. And then lastly, my 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. When you multiply, and you're all done multiplying the numbers, you need to add the lines that you have come up with. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. 2 plus 0 is 2. 4 plus 5 is 9. And 9 plus 1 is 10. So our final answer is 109,250. Now if we look at the reasonableness of this answer, does it make sense that that could be correct? If I round 2,375 to 2,000, and I multiply that to, let's say we round 46 to 50. 2,000 times 50 ends up being 100,000. Okay, and 109,250 is very close to that. So I would say our answer is very reasonable. So 109,250 is correct. I would like you to try this problem on your own. So you can pause the video at this time and see if you can work this out. Okay, so I'm going to write down my 831. And underneath there, I'll line up my 5 in the 10s place and my 2 in the 1s place. So we start with the 2 in the bottom right. And I'm going to multiply the 2 to the 1 and get 2. I'm going to multiply the 2 to the 3 and get 6. I'm going to multiply the 2 to the 8 and get 16. Now hopefully you didn't forget to put the 0 on the next line. And now we need to multiply our 5 to the numbers above. So 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. In this case, we're going to have to carry. And now we do 5 times 8 is 40, and add that 1 to get 41. Once we're done multiplying, you know that we need to add these numbers together. 2 plus 0 is 2. 6 plus 5 is 11, so I'm going to carry a 1. 6 plus 5 is 11 again, plus 1 is 12, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3, and then the 4 has nothing to add to, so we drop that down. So our answer is 43,212. Now again, we question ourselves and just double check to make sure that's reasonable. If I round 831 to 800, and I round 52 to 50, and I multiply 800 times 50, that should equal 40,000. And if we look at our answer, 43,212 is very close to 40,000. So we are correct in our math, and our answer of 43,212 is perfect. If you have questions on this, we'll talk about it in class tomorrow. We'll go through some more examples, and you can ask any questions if you have them then. Thank you.